And welcome to Left Freedom Ring. Before I do anything, I just want to say a shout out, because it's now public, to the newest Bollier, Cody Bollier, who was born last week. Welcome to the world. Uncle Dan loves you. And yeah, welcome to the world. But my guest this week, making her first appearance on the show, Amanda Moreno.
Yep, you got it right.
AKA Blondie, welcome to the show. Let's get to know you a little bit. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Queens, specifically Ridgewood, Queens.
Oh, okay.
So, in New York, and lived there up until I was almost 20 years old. And then we moved up here. You know, dated Gilbert throughout high school, and then, you know, we both moved up here. He had family up here, and he always wanted to live up here. So, I kind of gave it this, he moved up here a little bit before me, and then, you know, got him to test it out, and then I came up for like the summer to test it out, see how I liked it, and never left.
Now, growing up in Queens, so like, okay, is it like the show, King of Queens, or?
I think, I mean, kind of, I guess. You got aspects of any show that they put out there from New York that you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's us. But then it's not everything, so.
Now, is everybody, because he wasn't, now I'm fascinated by the Queens. In the show, he was a Mets fan, so it's like everybody in Queens kind of like for the Mets?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Just like I have some friends that are from the Bronx that love the Mets, and Yankees are in the Bronx, so, and it's a huge, I mean, I hate to admit it, but you're going to find more people that are like, woohoo, Yankees, because of just the championships, same as like out here with the Patriots, and you know. You got Tom Brady, so.
Yeah, I guess it's tough because, like, so let's say you're closer to one stadium, but you're like, it's still a team in your city. How could you? Yeah. That's a tough thing to. You know.
Yeah, people just. I mean, I have family that I grew up with in. Or I have family that are in New Jersey that diehard Yankee fans. Okay. And, you know, they're not like from anywhere in New York, and.
Yeah, well, then New Jersey, New York.
Yeah, and it can go either way too. So.
And then Connecticut feels like it's split.
I have a lot of Yankee friends there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't care. I'll still go toe-to-toe with them. It's fine.
So are you, I guess I'm fascinated on this. Are you more or less anti-Yankees then? Like you would never wear pinstripes or anything like that?
So I played on a national all-star team when I was younger for softball. We got to go to Colorado and play over there. And when we came back, the teammates of mine who made like the local all-star team were able to go on Shea Stadium's field and meet the Mets. We came back and we got to meet the Yankees. And because I was a fast pitch pitcher, each player got to stand at their position. They got to stand with the player of their position. Now, when do the pitchers come out? Do they come out during the national anthem before the game? They usually come out after. So I just got to stand on the mound with nobody, but I was like this close to Derek Jeter, and I'm a young girl, so I was like smitten by him. But yeah, that was the only player that I really would have like said I would ever root for.
So what year is this? Is this like, Mariano Rivera's there?
Yeah. Yeah, this was, it was, I think I was 17, so it was like 1997.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it was a little before they won the World Series. No, they won in 96, they didn't win in 97. So yeah, there would have been a bunch of Hall of Famers, I'm assuming.
Exactly.
No, that's super cool. I didn't know that. What are 3 things that everybody should know about you?
I'd say the first thing is I pride myself on being a good person. I like to think that any of my friends or family can count on me no matter what. And like once I'm friends with you, like I got you. My teammates, I'm always rooting for them, wishing the best for them. So Second thing, it's so hard because I'm not like a person that just like whatever about myself. But one fun fact about me is high school, I went to a vocational high school.
Okay.
And I went to school for cosmetology. And not for a lack of trying or effort or even being good at it, but didn't follow through with that because I hated it. I was just miserable. But I really was terrible at math, and now I work in accounting. So
oh, really?
There's that. And then third thing, I don't know. I always wanted a little girl, but I think I'm a great boy mom.
Okay.
So.
Now you have two?
Three.
Three?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, full house. I grew up with 3 brothers, so there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, it's funny that you say like you got into, you know, your first thing that you want to do out of high school, right? Didn't like it. I've been having this debate with people lately. Do you think like it's really hard at 18 to make decisions?
I say that all the time when people ask, why didn't you follow through with cosmetology? And I'm like, I think it's really a stretch to have a 16, 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid figure out their life at that age, or even because after the fact, I was like, I should have at least gotten my license so that I could have, you know, had it to fall back on. Like, you think about these things as adults, but when you're younger, you don't really think about things like that.
No, and you know, your brain's not fully developed till you're like 25. So
Yeah.
it's like they're asking.
Well, boys. But,
oh, is it separate?
Okay. They say boys are.
Boys are 25?
Yeah.
And girls are?
Early 20s.
Oh,
sure.
that makes a lot of sense.
You guys don't fully mature until much later anyway, but
it makes sense. And then we never really do.
Yeah.
You know. I get asked this too on this because I don't know if I had the question in here, but I'm asking now. How did you get the nickname Blondie?
Jen.
Oh, it was Jen.
It was Jen. I have my blonde moments. I don't think I'm a true blonde. I do have my blonde moments. As she makes the joke all the time that if you move me into another position away from third base, it's almost like I need a tether when I go back to third, because if I'm playing short and I'm running out for the ball when it's hit to, like, you know, left center or whatever, like now all of a sudden I go back to third and here I am running out for the ball, and it's like I need like a shackle to third base because I will just be running all over the field. But I do that, I think, anyway, because I just want to be involved in all the plays. But
it happens.
Yeah.
So was this like how long ago was that?
Years.
I
mean, it's how long have I been playing? I've been playing since Jonathan was like a couple of months old. So I'm gonna say it's 20 years that I've been playing and with Jen. And I think it's like, I mean, it was a few years in when she came up with the nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like now a staple of like the Nashua community that you're Blondie.
Yeah.
I got to ask this question, sticking with the theme of the show. This is the money question. This is what we ask everybody. I love saying that, sticking with the theme of the show, because we are let freedom ring. But what does it mean to you to be an American?
I'd say pride. What's the American dream? Come here, work, make money, live your life. I mean, it obviously doesn't work out for everybody, and that's unfortunate, and, you know, wish it could, but I have pride in that. My dad came here from Germany during World War II, they escaped Nazi Germany, and he was able to build a life here, and, you know, I'm proud of that for him, proud of that for us, so.
All right. Yeah, no, good answer. I know it's like a layered question. We get all kinds of different answers. But I do like that answer. I got to ask this. So you've been playing softball a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm far behind you, because I'm heading towards year 19.
Well, it's year 20 playing here.
Here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I will tell you, I've been playing since I was 9. in like a little league.
Yeah.
And then played throughout middle school, like summer leagues. I never played like travel teams or anything like that. And then when I started playing in high school is when I got serious about it.
Okay.
And then I started playing on like I would call it a local rec league. It was a little more serious. That's the one that took me to the to Colorado for the National All-Star team. But yeah, that was when I started to get serious. And then after high school, it was like I played in my first co-ed league right after high school with a friend, and then I wound up moving up here the next summer. So it was only like a one summer thing. I didn't really go away to college wasn't a thing for me. So
yeah, no. So when you graduated high school, you're just like, all right, get me into these leagues.
Yeah,
I don't want to stop playing.
Yeah, I still played. I tried to, at least. It was only one co-ed league. I think I played in one tournament after it, but that was it.
Now, was it because you came from high school, was it slow? Was it right into slow pitch, or were you still doing fast pitch?
Oh, no, it was still fast pitch. It was, okay. I think the co-ed league that summer was a modified. It was, it wasn't, because technically when I say fast pitch pitcher for high school, I was a fast pitch pitcher, but I never windmilled. Okay. So it was, technically I would be considered a modified, but my speed was up to par with the fast pitch. Okay. So it's just, I never could windmill, so.
It's like when they and that's legal in like fast pitch?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's pretty much the only way it goes in fast pitch, and I was just one of those pitchers. There was a few that throughout the high schools that we played against that didn't windmill, but.
That's gotta be hard though, because I feel like I've let go at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a skill, so.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So then so you start fast pitch after, I'm assuming you get here, it's slow pitch. What's that transition like? Was it hard for you to go from fast pitch to slow pitch?
I definitely couldn't pitch, and Jen will attest to that, because I tried to do it this past year, because there was a game where we needed a pitcher, let's just say it that way, and I attempted, and it was just flat, and I wasn't getting the call. We went to ASA this year. Okay. So it was even more difficult, so just way too flat, and I wasn't getting the call. So I was like, I think I walked a couple of players home, so I was like, all right, I'll go back to third guy, somebody else take over.
Oh, because you have Jen as a pitcher. And
Colette.
And Colette, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm curious, can you tell me a little bit about the women's league? I didn't really know this league existed, because I'm not a woman, but it's a pretty much a very important part of the Nashua softball community. Can you tell us a little about the league? I obviously kind of know how you got involved, but how can others get involved?
So I'm actually one of the treasurers on the board of directors for this league, and we just opened up our enrollment for the draft.
Oh, it's a draft?
Yeah, it's a draft. But there was 2 years ago where we had so many people sign up, because that was like the first real season back from COVID. So we had so many people sign up that we were able to create another team out of it. So we're hoping for the same situation to happen this year, because last year we had I don't want to misspeak and then say it was a lot more than it was, but we had a significant amount of people sign up, but we also had the 6 teams, so we had enough to disperse between the teams, and we're always afraid if it's just enough, if it's just 15 players that sign up, we don't want to create another team, because there's a lot of people that just don't wind up showing up once the season starts, or aren't fully committed, they can't play full time. So
draft is very hard. It is very hard, and I know the Merrimack men's, they have it, but that's a fully sponsored league. Yeah. So I think that makes people the people that aren't going to be committed, they're going to just see themselves out. But it's not hurting, I guess, the other team. Right. But no, so they can sign up now. Once you get drafted, do you get drafted every year, or once you're drafted on a team?
No, once you're on a team, you're on a team.
Okay. Unless you want to leave.
Unless you want to leave, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But usually that doesn't, you typically don't put yourself into the draft. You usually just like, you'll know where you want to go in the league. Like there's been some girls that have moved teams, and which is fine. And that's how it goes. Like they didn't go into the draft. They didn't ask to get like picked up. They kind of like approached another team.
Okay, so you can still do that. So basically, the league will take care of you. Like, let's say you were new to the area, you didn't know anybody. They'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's important. I think that's hard because we've talked about. We had Robbie Bouchard on the show. He's talking about his league, and people are like, "Well, how do I get on a team?" In some leagues, it's like, "Who do you know?"
Yeah.
And otherwise, there's no other way.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I know that the men's league is a lot more competitive. I mean, we're competitive, but to an extent, like it's a good time. But I know that the Merrimack men's league is a lot more competitive.
They've kind of like evolved into something that's
Yeah.
a little different than any other league. And like, I think you go back in the draft.
Oh, in the men's league,
Like, I think they're only allowed to keep a certain amount.
Oh,
So I think like their goal is to always keep it even.
right.
And
You want it to be fair.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then that's what I like to see a lot of leagues do. But I think it does get hard, and then there's always gonna be those people that's like, I gotta stack my team to make sure. But I personally, I'm at a point in my life, I just want to play with people I like. You know.
Same.
So, but what is your favorite part of playing and being in the softball community?
I love helping. Well, not really helping, but I like watching girls that either haven't played since high school or rarely played or have never played come into this league and like gain this passion for this sport that I have, that other girls in the league have, like that, because technically our league kind of was on the verge of dissolving because nobody really wanted to step up and be on the board.
Yep.
And which really stunk. And it was actually myself, Sabby, and Ange who were out to dinner one night, and our now league president walked in the door, and we were talking about how much it sucks and whatever, and I was like, you would be a good candidate. And she's like, well, if I do it, then I need people to back me up. And I was like, I'll do something.
Oh, that's good.
So we kind of got we got us, league people together, and people volunteered. They wound up volunteering. I think that the president, is the hardest position for everyone to just volunteer for, but we were able to convince her, and then she was able to convince other people to just, join her. So that was pretty cool.
Now, who is the president now?
Jamie Abrams.
Do I know? I might know her.
She lives here in Merrimack.
Oh, okay. Oh, I might have seen her at meetings, honestly,
Yeah.
for the fields. I think that's good that you did that and everybody else was willing to, because I don't think I didn't always understand what went into them. I just want to pay my fee and go play, but all the behind the scenes stuff, if there's nobody there, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like I'm in the age bracket where it's like, well, you're one of the older people now. You should.
Yeah, we don't need you to play as much. We just need you to That's how I feel sometimes. Yeah.
But you got to make sure someone's paying the bills and taking care of that, making the schedule. I think the big thing is paying the bills.
Yeah.
Because once you don't have umpires, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I got to ask this question. I've had this come up a lot. We kind of have some people that I feel are softball elitists, know-it-alls. They'll give you their opinion even when you're not asking for it. Sometimes it's all about we got to dominate, we got to do this and that. Do you think that helps or hurts the game, or is it just comes with the territory?
I think they keep the passion for the sport going. I think, everybody's always looking to be better. I've seen guys come into those men's leagues not up to their standard and have worked at it to get to that point. I mean, I'm not pointing to you specifically for that, but you were bummed about your shoulder. You did not think you were going to be able to come back, but
Yeah, it's like 5
how
years ago.
how psyched are you that you're back in the game and like are able to like compete? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you see other people doing it. It makes you work harder sometimes, and makes you like that passion.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of like a joke I've been making. I don't think people are like softball leagues, but like some people, like the way they conduct themselves.
Oh no,
sometimes, I'm like, guys, chill. I don't care if you're playing at Worlds or where. It's still rec. It's just we're old.
Yeah.
You know, like. But no. I mean, I think I knew I was going to come back. I just knew I wanted to troll too hard, you know. But I will say this. For me personally, now that I've found recovery, I'm a lot better of a player than I was before that, you know.
Good for you.
Got to ask these questions, though. The fan questions. You got quite a few.
The first
so I want to get into these. Fred Kickle?
That's my uncle.
Oh, okay. He says 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yep.
So
can you tell what?
I'm assuming
what kind of
softball
fan
player
he
and
is?
mom is what he. I'm assuming he's a Yankee.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. And that is my dad's brother, his baby brother, and also my godfather.
Oh,
and
okay.
He's really disappointed in.
So he's all Yankees.
Yeah. Oh, huge Yankee fan. Guess who works at Citi Field though?
Oh, he does.
Yeah. So I have to be nice to him because when I go there, he hooks me up. Like, I'm able to get better seats. So I love you, Uncle Freddie, but stop being a jerk. And that's about it.
I got to ask this, though. Now this is all 2000 Subway Series.
Oh, no.
What is that? I know the Mets lost.
Yes, I know.
But what is that like living in the city?
Oh, it was,
with this?
and it's funny, too, because I lived up here at that point, and I remember my coworker saying, I get why you're so excited about this, but he's like, you have to realize that nobody else in the entire country gives a crap about this game right now, just New Yorkers. And sure enough, like I was down in New York, I think in September, late September that year, and it was just, I mean, nobody like walks around and is like, oh, screw you, you're wearing a Yankees hat. My husband is a Yankees fan. I mean, he's not really a Yankees fan, but, you know, like he grew up, his brother is like a diehard Yankees fan and, you know, kind of like encouraged him to root for the Yankees. And if my husband knows a few, he's not he's not a sports guy. So like, his brother tells me all the time, he's like, I feel like you're my brother. You should be my brother. Like, you're the one who cares about sports, can talk sports, or talk baseball specifically. I'm not much of a anything else fan.
That's okay. I don't watch as much baseball as I used to.
Yeah.
Because I don't like how all the changes in the game.
Yeah.
But still, I do think it's the best game.
I think there was one Mets game this year that went like just over 2 hours, and I was like, and then, you know, you got to understand, okay, it's great that it's short and like it's not as like drawn out, but at the same time, it's like, holy crap, that was quick.
Yeah, it's like, it's not, I don't know, like I still kind of care. Obviously, the Red Sox don't, their management, but I don't know. As I gotten older, it's like the sports that are once a week, like football and rugby, it's just so much
more excitement. Yeah, it's not as, I know.
But I still love baseball. Baseball has my heart forever. I've been to Cooperstown more times than I can count. Like, Mike DiStefano of Coming Down the Aisle podcast says, a Mets fan, I'm there. Mike is from Brooklyn originally, now lives in Arizona, so he was looking forward to the show.
Yeah.
Kendall Payne Glover of another podcast, he's changed his name a couple times, and I'm blanking on what it's called right now, but he says, Mets fan, I'm sorry.
That's what I get usually.
Okay. From Allison Montefusco?
Montefusco. That is my best friend.
And she says, how does she do it all?
She knows more than anyone how much I have on my plate. And I appreciate her expecting a solid answer here. But I'm going to just use my favorite Andy Dwyer quote that's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well. Because I'm here, I'm surviving, I'm thriving, so that's my answer.
All right, I like that. We always get, we make it, people make things work.
Yep.
You know, but that's a great question because a lot of busy. I know parents working, kids, and everything else. That's a really good question and probably not easy to answer.
No, not at all.
Ange D. says, "Oh hell yes, one of my favorite humans on the planet.
Best friends.
Family forever. Hashtag my five." Ange D.
She calls, yeah. She calls me my five. She's my favorite. That's my number 5. So.
Oh, okay.
So she'll always call me 5, and even if I ever change my number, I'll just be 5.
I like that. I got to see a lot of Ange's son played on my nephew's team this year.
Oh, yeah?
Basketball, so I got to see her quite a bit. Go Mets from Bruce. I don't even know how to say Bruce's last name. Gilmette. I call him Brucey Biceps, but he's a Mets fan. A lot of the Mets fans came out of the woodwork for this.
Well, that's because
how
many have you had on the show?
No. You might be the first, yeah. Okay. All right, so Amanda Bouchard, another former guest, she had 3 questions. Tell us how you feel about frogs.
And if you notice, many people laughed at that because it's childhood trauma. It's not really funny.
Oh, jeez.
It was my cousin, my grandmother had a farm in Jersey, and my cousin used to take a frog, put it in his pocket, and torture me with it, run and chase me with these
gosh.
And I don't like the way their neck fills up with. It's just they're just skeevy and gross. I'm not just. And one of the girls on our team had her kids at the game this year, and one night it was a wet night, it had rained and whatever, and the kids are jumping all over and following something, and I'm like, guys, is that a frog? Yeah, you want me to sit? Nope, keep it over there. And the girls laughed at me because it's just a frog. There was one time, Martell.
Yeah.
There was a frog on third base. I swear to God, I stopped the game. Time out. I was like, somebody's got to do something about this because I will not cover the base. It's not going to happen. There was right next to third base.
Now, is it just toad? I mean, frogs or toads?
Well,
just
they're
amphibians.
All, they're just. Ugh.
No, I see. I think one frog doesn't bother me, but if there was a ton of them, I'd be like, whoa, that's a little bit much.
Yeah, Jen likes to send me Facebook posts and stuff that there was one where there was a house somewhere and there was frogs all over the entrance of the house, and she's like, how would you get in the house? I was like, wouldn't burn the sucker down. It would not happen.
I will say I lived in this Langdon Woods in Plymouth State one year, and they were on it was on a wetland, and the frogs mating season. I was like, how are we supposed to sleep? I was like, did anybody think of this through? And
they're just loud and obnoxious.
All day. So frogs. Ugh. What's your favorite preferred position to play?
I think it's always going to be third base. I appreciate the fact that it's a skilled position. Am I as agile as I used to be? No, comes with age, but I think I still have my arm. So until that fades, and Jen always says if I fumble the ball or something, she's like, you're lucky your accuracy and your speed is good enough still that you can still get someone out at first. Because I have a joke with the girls on the team. It's I got 3 feet this way and 3 feet that way. Anything beyond that, you're responsible for. And Amanda Bouchard is my shortstop, so she understands that more than anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to touch that. She understands that more than anybody, so.
Yeah, no, Amanda's been on the show too. She's great. She has one more question too. Oh, no. Statement.
It's a statement.
Not a question, but I can't wait to share left side of the infield with you again this year. Exclamation point too. So she's really excited.
Me too.
Now, from the coach, Jen Spylios. And I've been saying Jen's name right. So someone please take
give him
this
credit.
video.
Give him credit, because I still would say Spylos. I don't know.
I don't even know if I can say it again right.
No, Spylios.
Oh God, no. Jen, your name's hard, but I think I got it. But she says, Blondie, my sister from a different mister, which I've never heard that said before. My family for life, and no one I'd rather back me up on the field. Renegades would not be who we are without her. I love my blondie. So Jen's a big fan.
Yeah.
So you guys really been playing together for like 20 years?
Mm-hmm. The whole reason why I joined the league was Jen.
Really?
She lived next door to me. I was pregnant with my oldest, and I walked past her, or I was sitting in my living room, and I heard something outside, so I kind of looked outside, and she's throwing the ball back and forth. And I'm like, and she had a jersey on. So I'm like, I walked outside, and I was like, are you on a team, like a women's team? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, obviously I can't play this summer because I was pregnant. I was like, but I'm totally down to play next year if you want. And I wound up moving out of that house, I think, right before the summer. And then, but I drove to the house that following spring, and I was like, hey, are you still on the team? So yeah, and she was like, yeah, come to a practice. So I went to a practice and did a couple of drills, and she was like, oh yeah. She's like, we're gonna keep it. Yeah, the coach of the team at that time was AP. I don't know if you know who she is.
I'm not sure.
And I remember Jen telling me, she was like, she's like, AP asked me, she's like, where the hell did you find this girl? And just it's my arm, but it's I'm used to throwing hard. It's soft, just from pitching. I have the speed, luckily. So
Jen wasn't always she wasn't always the coach then.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's only been since we became the Renegades.
Okay.
Which was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
That's when she became the coach, I think.
It's funny. I mean, someone asks me, like, how do you find softball leagues? I'm like, if you open your mouth.
Yeah.
And you will find them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to ask this question for top fives. Again, we haven't had a lot of Mets fans on here.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your top 5 favorite Mets of all time?
Okay, I'm going to do them in order because way up there, and it's a personality thing with me with baseball players too. Combination, way up there is David Wright. Just the passion he had for the sport, his attitude, he was the captain. Well, we called him the captain. It was never
official.
Yeah, official thing with the Mets. It's not a thing with the Mets. But I just adore him, and that's why I wear 5. So he's my number 1 Met of all time. And then right below him, not because of personality, Mike Piazza.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But that was, my formative years with watching the Mets was Mike Piazza. So, and
Clemens threw the bat at him in the World Series.
Mm-hmm. But you have something that solidified my love for him was right after 9/11. Mm-hmm. He was the first game back. He hit the home run at Shea Stadium, and it was like a huge moment. And then you see how happy he was. You just see the passion in some people, and you can appreciate it, because if you have that passion for something, you appreciate it from other people. So.
Is he in the Hall of Fame already? I feel like I should know that. He's got to be.
I feel like I should know that.
Yeah, I think
I don't
he
think
might be. Because I always think of him as with the Dodgers, but he must have been with the Mets longer at the end, right?
Oh, yeah. He was with the Mets until. You're gonna quiz me now.
Oh.
See, maybe Amanda should have done
I
some
wish we had
research before.
We need a stats guy or somebody in the back.
Hey.
But yeah, he's got to be one of the all-time catchers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I believe I know that there was a young girl that hung out with my cousin that lived around the corner from me growing up. Her last name was Piazza. She was a catcher for our rec leagues and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pretty sure it was her uncle, somebody. Yeah, they were in the family, but I could be wrong. But I remember hearing about that when I was growing up. And then right underneath him, I keep on touching the mic. Right underneath there, right underneath him, third would be Daniel Murphy.
Oh, okay.
Because again, 2015 when the Mets were in the World Series, and it was close.
In the world. Wow, time is just moving too fast.
Yeah.
They played the Royals, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So, it was watching him and the tear he was on at playoffs and throughout the World Series, like hit a home run every single game. So it was like, it's one of those things, like you see the passion, you see the love, and then immediately after he was traded, and it was like, I wanted to go there and like flip the stadium upside down. It was like one of those things where you feel like that's what happens with the Mets, is like they have this amazing player, and then, you know, it comes time to trade and they know they can get the money for him and, you know, put it towards, you know, younger talent, whatever.
Buy Bonilla.
Yeah, well,
They can pay him.
yeah. Well, look at those contracts that were made this year.
Yeah.
He
might change how things are looked at with how, you know, getting paychecks well into your late 50s.
Yeah.
Like, anybody would like that.
Yep. And then you have Doc Gooden, because he was in my younger years, but I just remember watching him play, and he was a big name when I was younger. It was, you know, my brother, diehard Mets fan as well, and, you know, watching him root for him every time he was up there. So, and then I have two current players vying for my fifth spot. We got Pete Alonso, who's powerhouse hitter, and then we have Francisco Lindor, who's just, again, one of those guys that you see the love for the sport, like you see him have the love for the sport, and he's a smiles guy, but like, don't mess with him. And that's like kind of how I play on the field. Like I'm courteous, I'm like a cool player, but like I've been taken out on third base and wanted to get up and, you know, do some damage. But like, yeah. So it's one of those things where like I can see it, like I can feel his passion. But the reason why it's like really hard right now, because Alonso goes into free agency after the season, and he took his agent is Scott Boras now.
Oh, geez. Scott Boras is still around.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he is, I just don't see it working out for us. And it's kind of upsetting. But I have players on other teams that I absolutely love too. Like Freddie Freeman, same reasons why. The passion for the sport, and he's a good guy. It's not like he's like this, I don't want to use the word, but he's like you have some players in the league that I don't care for at all. And I know I get slack for it because of who he plays for, and he's a really good player and he's a great baseball player, but he turns me off by his
demeanor.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's that?
God, I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, no. That's okay.
But he's the Phillies outfielder, right fielder. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yep. He started playing when he was 16.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Bryce Harper.
Yes. There you go.
Yep.
It's between he's still not my least favorite player ever, because that award goes to Chase Utley, and again a Philly. So, but it was more because of what he did to. He took out our second baseman during the World Series when they were, or the playoffs when they were in it. So.
Yeah, Bryce Harper. That's funny. You know, I knew exactly.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with names these days.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, I know he graduated high school early, got his GED, so he could go into the league. And I gotta say though, for him, it was kind of tough. Now he's played in the World Series since, but when he left the Nationals the next year, they won the World Series. And he was like, that was like the biggest deal that he was going there. You know. All right, I want to get into buy or sell. I'm going to give you topic, person, anything. You tell me if you're buying or selling.
Okay.
Some of these are Mets related. First one, buy or sell. Now, we ran him out of Boston, but he was the Mets coach for a while. Bobby Valentine.
Love him. Yeah, buy him. I just, it's one of those things where like, he fought for us when it was when there was something going on in a game. I felt like he had passion. He had like he would get in people's faces type thing. So
Wear disguise that one time.
oh, I love that. Still love seeing that. I still use that meme. So like in Worlds, like if you get kicked out of Worlds, you have to leave the field,
Yeah,
right?
the whole complex.
So like I could see myself coming back with like the glasses and the mustache and just like kind of like ducking behind people. Like it's a funny meme. Like so.
I have to look back. I don't blame him for his time in Boston. I think he was a lame duck coach that they just hired. And if you remember, they were going to do like the Bobby Valentine TV show on Nesson, and it was like, why did we hire?
It was like gimmicky.
It was very gimmicky.
Yeah.
It was like the Red Sox were really bad, and that didn't last long. And then the next year they won the World Series. It was very, very weird. But now he's like an athletic director at Sacred Heart, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Dale Strawberry. Buy or sell?
That's a tough one, just because of his track record and his. But I mean, you can't knock him for the player he was, though. You know. So. Buy. I have to support the veteran all-star greats. You know what I mean? He was.
Do you think if his demons didn't get in the way, he would have been like a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he's gonna
it's
be
sad
one of
to
those.
watch, like some of these players in general, like all across sports that get involved in like just bad things and.
Well, him and Doc Gooden, though, there's like a documentary.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It was like you wouldn't think of a Major League Baseball player, but it was like the crack epidemic, and they were involved in it. You know, yeah, two great players, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and I think Strawberry did get clean and like finished his career,
Yeah.
but who knows what could have
Yeah.
happened.
Right.
Taylor Swift, who's either you love her or you hate her now. Buy or sell Taylor Swift?
I'm kind of one of those in between her. Like, I get the hype, but I appreciate the passion that her fans have for her because I'm a Britney Spears fan.
Yeah.
So, like, and I'll ride for her hard. Like, she's being ridiculous on the internet right now, but I'm still gonna back her.
Poor
don't.
Britney. Poor Britney, yeah.
Britney.
Yeah,
Love
I mean,
her,
we did a show one time where like Britney's free, and
Yeah.
it's like ever since which I don't think anybody should be dictating her life. But
Yeah.
hasn't been like.
But
scary.
should she be free?
It's scary.
Yeah.
you know.
But Taylor Swift, I'd say bye. I'm cool. I'm down with the girls that are like all about their pop music. So
She makes good music. Like
Yeah.
I'd never really
Yeah.
flip her songs. When
Yeah.
TikTok.
oh, bye. I'm totally a TikTok junkie. It's so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am. I don't do them. I've done a few at like my niece and things like that, and like random ones, but I haven't done them in years. So
Yeah, I get them. I don't have TikTok. I see them later on Instagram.
yeah, I mean they're shared all over anyway. So
Yeah, there's funny stuff.
Yeah.
Udicki, The Field. Buy or sell it?
I
Feel?
say buy it. It's
Okay.
I'm not crazy about the smells.
Oh
But-
God, yeah, that's newer too over
Yeah.
the last couple of years. What about Martell?
I'd say buy, but Merrimack is pretty. That field I like for co-ed. I don't like it for women's. It's too big.
Too big for okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if we're talking like because of what it is for me, for my league or anything like that, then I'd say sell.
Okay. All right, we got to sell. We got to
Yeah.
sell. What about Shea Stadium?
Sell.
It was that
Have
bad.
you been to Citi Field? Oh,
I haven't been
pretty
either.
awesome.
I need to. Though.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so you were ready for Shea to be.
Yeah, you appreciate it for what it was, but
You think it's time for the Red Sox to get a new stadium?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah.
probably is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But who knows? Who even knows? I don't even think the ownership cares anymore.
Yeah.
Last one, toughest one. Buy or sell, Jen Spylios.
Pass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say bye, because again, she loves the sport. She's down for, having the league be what it is, she wants to grow the teams and she wants things to evolve. So, bye.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jen's always good to have around. It's been kind of sad that she's not really around much anymore.
Yeah, she moved.
But it happens.
It happens,
you know? So, but yeah, no, I would definitely buy Jen too. But Blondie, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. This has been a blast. We'll have to do it again sometime. Everybody out there, have a great rest of your week. Keep your heads up. Until next time, let freedom ring.